Hello everyone, Agion here, back with another Company Heroes 2 replay. I know it's been an extremely long time, but I got a recent upgrade to my computer. This is more or less a test run on seeing how effective my upgrades are. I can already see definitely a significant performance improvement. One of my issues is I had trouble with the will to record just due to the fact that my recording is just low quality. I just felt bad putting something bad out there. And then, in the middle of all that, my motherboard literally started smoking. Literally, it got itself fried. Never have I ever thought about, or I've always heard my computer is fried, but never literally I had my computer being fried. Looks like we do have assault grenadiers out on the field. And we do have immediate doctrine locked in, as well as the shock rifle frontline tactics. So we're going to see some shocks versus an IS-2 versus the assault grens versus Tiger Tape. Shocks should perform much better than assault grenadiers. Assault grenadiers are a little bit subpar generally, but he can still have access to the MG42. I'm assuming that's what he should go for next: 2 assault grens into MG42 and then potentially into Panzer Grenadiers. Over here we do got conscripts into penals. Munitions being secured up. Austria does like the munitions, especially for giving those telemines to deal with all the light vehicles. Looks like it's more assault grenadiers. I would say that's a little bit too much. 2 assault grenadiers is probably a good number. MG42 is definitely preferable for help providing suppression. Basically, MG42 will provide suppression, and assault grenadiers will run forward and or flank. Or guard the flanks of the MG42. Looks like Pioneers will go ahead and draw the fire. That is very good, seeing the assault grenadiers is where all the damage is. Combat engineers will pitch in their damage. Ooh, no, you have to stay in pretty close to assault grenadiers. They don't have the good mid-range damage. It looks like the conscripts will be forced back. It's actually a bit risk of losing it, but the long and mid-range damage is non-existent for these units. The assault grenadiers are very wounded from that engagement. Combat engineers still alive. Over here we got the penals heading up north. This assault grenadiers over here. Assault grenadiers over here. So it looks like he has 2 of them up here. He will run the penals. The penals should be able to handle it, but he needs to stay behind this tree and ambush them. But yeah, the penals will go ahead and just pitch away at long range. These units are being capturing up. Assault grenadiers are going rushing forward, but it's way too late, so he's sustained way too much damage. More assault grenadiers. I would say that's too many. MG42 at this point would be ideal. Just hold down the center, hold down the north, hold down the south, hold down something. Because he has no staying power. If somebody attacks him from range, he's just going to have to run forward, and like with the scene I engaged with the penals, he's just going to have to run forward and lose. Or sit back and lose. Interesting bulletin choice. The Panzer Grenadier bulletin is nice, but only affects Panzer Grenadiers and Stormtroopers. The recruit training increase accuracy does actually affect Assault Grenadiers, I believe. And of course, MG42, increased rate of fire. Panels are in a very good position, though they're not in the light cover. Pino should be able to win that one out, but it looks going to be relatively even trade. And I just noticed something. He has not built any more units. Oh, he now has enough for shock troops. And he does call them the shock troops. You know, so now actually securing him at that point. A little bit of oversight.
Access to superior. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Do we have any battle phases? We do have battle phase 1. Pioneers are moving over here, I'm guessing, to build the structure, the Life Mechanized Company. I probably really butchered that name. Butchered all names. And in fact, I didn't actually introduce the players. Sorry about that. Hund, Philip, and A Cringelord. Throws out preemptive frag grenade. Does a little bit of damage. The shock troops are going to be in a really good position. Shock troops are just good. Especially after the buff, they are just really good. A little bit on the powerful side, but of course they are an elite unit. These speedos will need to be forced to fall back. They're way too wounded, as well as lost half their men. Do we have medics? Yes, we do in fact have medics. And we do have a Maxim coming out as well. We do have a half-track coming out. Looks like he's going to be hopping in and out of the half-track and or a flamer.
MG squad awaiting orders.
Machine gun ready.
See, fuel's not great enough for the tier 3 just yet. Oh, I just realized he actually went for both tier structures. We saw the penals earlier, of course, but now with the Maxim out, he has gone for both tier structures. In fact, that's not a half bad thing, especially for the AT guns. He can always get the PTRSs for the penals, seeing he has shock troops now. He doesn't really need them for anti-infantry. Conscripts can always get the AT grenade. Does he have any of those grenades? No, he does not, which I'm not surprised, because spending fuel on one conscript may not be worth it, or generally is not worth it. Oh, we do have a flame half-track. Looks like he's repairing, not moving these guys up here. Oh, he's probably tasking building the bunker. The nice thing about the Assault Grenadiers, they are still able to build the bunkers. We've got the flame half-track moving over here. I do not see any landmine. He may want to get the Pioneer just nearby the flame half-track. And a little bit indecisive, not doing all too much. If you capture points, the Maxim will be quickly roasted. Flamers are currently spread on hitting different targets. While it's not super high damage, but still very nice to have, able to flame down the box. Looks like the Maxim will get out. Have not lost any men yet. Over here, we've got the PTRS penals, and that is exactly what he needs versus Flame Half-Track. Oh, the Flame Half-Track. Ooh, he melted the shots and got another squad of penals. Not a half bad thing with the range damage. It was those PTRSs. Conscripts. They do not have the AT grenade. I think that's a massive bluff. Or maybe that it does draw the fire away from the penals as well. I'm not impressed about this Assault Gren play. He's grouping them up in groups of twos. He's having trouble with capturing sustained map control like that. Grenadiers are just Assault Grens just need to be changed. Either make them to elite unit, change them with stormtroopers or something. Maybe just a Assault Pioneer upgrade, or the Elite Troops upgrade from the Infantry Doctrine. That's actually not a half bad idea. And we got the compare grenades coming out. We'll almost take it out. Assault Grens, they're just not very good. Will we see a satchel upon retreat? I guess not. These penal squads need to get back. They're just getting ripped apart. Will in fact drop a PTRS. If you can grab out the Pioneer, that can actually be quite nice. But then again, the PTRS is just... Penal PTRS is just not good. If he picks up the Conscript, that would be quite interesting. He does not have AT Grenade, but he now has a Conscript of a PTRS. These Assault Grenadiers are just getting ripped apart by the Penal Squad, but you got the Maxim almost... Oh, now it is fully reinforced. We'll throw out these Assault Grenades. We'll roll a large miss there, and the Maxim will go uncontended, and will suppress the Assault Grenadiers. On the Engineers... Oh, no, that is Shock Troops capturing up north. No MG42 to help secure up the area. The Penals dropped another PTRS. He's just been getting very unlucky with that. But then again, now you can get a second PTRS for his Conscript. Win? Is that a win or a lose? I don't know. The Assault Grenadiers are back at home. Very poor management of the Assault Grenadiers, I would say.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Ooh, is he gonna pick it up? Did he not pick that up? I'm highlighting it and... Yeah, I don't know why, but the combat conscripts cannot pick that up for some odd reason.
Supply sector under attack.
Interesting. Does Pinos have... is that ×2 slot item? I don't know. The conscripts just cannot pick it up. He's, ooh, the flamer. But we will see a satchel? Yes, we will in fact see the satchel. He may lose that squad in return. He does not. And he's running back with the satchel. Nearly gets his Assault Grenadiers wiped with it. Shock troops will start mowing down these Assault Grens. Maxim will set up and suppress these other Assault Grens. He does have 2 squads of Panzer Grenadiers. We haven't seen them in combat yet. We'll get a nice Assault Grenade on those. So they increase... looks like they changed those so it's more responsive. Because I always know they take forever to throw those damn things. You do have... oh, Incendiary Artillery. Radio artillery. We always go to display stuff. He still has the 2 Panzer Grenadiers. He's been using all of his munitions on those assault grenades. They are a bit expensive, but we do got the Panzer Grenadiers here. Panzer Grenadiers are pretty good versus shock troops. They have better long range, but the shock troops will close in the gap. These Panzer Grenadiers needs to fall back. The other Panzer Grenadiers will go and clean up the shock troops. You got tier 3 going up. He can immediately go to tier 4 with the amount of fuel he has. Potentially could get a KV-8 flamethrower tank. All Grenadiers rushing on forward. This is a good spot for the Assault Grenadiers. We'll be able to get those Pinos quite easily, but the Maxim can set up. Conscripts are pitching in damage. These Assault Grenadiers are trying to shoot at long range. On a side note, the Flame Half-Track did burn down that heavy cover, but provided some new heavy cover, so even trade right there. This actually is a more powerful spot for heavy cover, able to cover this point. Pioneers going and just capture the northern side, very nice, but this area is actually cut off. The Grenadiers will go and get the VP. The VPs are in favor of the Axis player. I'm sort of surprised about that, and my mouse sort of freaking out. God, what? And my mouse is just freaking out for some odd reason. Pioneers getting stripped off of the shock troops quite readily, but since they were behind them, they didn't really get shot up all too much. He will go and pick up that PTRS with the combat engineer. Might as well, that's the only thing he should pick it up with. Shock troops, not so much. A lot of Assault Grenadiers here. The Maxim needs to set up. He's trying to get the best cover, but he doesn't need cover versus SMG troops. He just needs... and these Assault Grenades, these are going to do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. But he does pull back. Didn't really lose any models. So he'll be able to just re-heal, move back out almost immediately. So it takes forever to re-heal all those models. Does still have this MG bunker up here, which has been keeping this VP alive no problem. He can get an MG bunker down here, but he really can't really afford the manpower for that. He does have quite a bit of fuel. He can get a Stug E, but I would disagree with that. He has no AT on the field and no munitions for Panzerschrecks either. So I would assume a Stug G would be best, if not a Panzer IV. Or is he? He's getting Battle Phase 3, so a Panther will be his option. Not a half bad idea. The Panther will provide longer, more durability, just generally better than a Stug. But of course, much more expensive. And more teching. Pedo Squad can flank around along the side. This is a perfect spot for the Pino to go up and throw a satchel onto it, destroying the bunker. Does he know that's there or no? He may not even know it's still there, or even it's there.
We are engaged with the enemy.
May throw out a satchel upon retreat. He does have quite a bit of munitions at the moment. Here, engineers getting forced on back. Nearly gets killed off by the Pounds of Grenadiers. We do got these two assault grenadiers here. It does throw out the assault frags, but Overlords roll a large miss. And now these assault grenadiers will get ripped apart by these shock troops. In fact, they may be able to get wiped with two of them there. Third set of squad of shock troops. With the amount of assault grenadiers versus shock troops, this is weird but reasonable. Those shock troops are actually a really bad idea. He's near the VP for the IS-2, and he has the fuel. He just needs manpower. He does get wiped when the squad of shock troops are there, and that's not a good building for that. There's only one window on that side. One window that can be fired out of. But yeah, he'll be approaching the CP for the IS-2 soon, so I would definitely say that other shock troop was a bad idea. You can get that IS-2 out sooner, and there's no AT out on the field for right now, so that IS-2 will be ripping apart, getting all that veterancy earlier on before the Tiger tank. Oh, then again, the Tiger tank will probably come out sooner. Shock troops are rushing on forward. When the assault grenadiers do go back, these conscripts do not have the AT grenade or Molotov. He did lose another squad of Pinos somewhere. Panzer Grenadiers are an excellent counter to the shock troops, having a longer range damage. Shock troops are trying to run forward. They can get behind the heavy cover, but he wants to capture that point. At that point, he may have just, not pay attention. Yeah, when it comes to either losing engagement but getting a point, or winning engagement, I would say win the engagement, or at least fight better off. They do more damage.
Conscripts here.
Yep. He's going to be struggling for manpower for quite some time. I'm surprised that the austere player still has this much manpower for the amount of assault grenadiers. I guess he's spamming them so much he's winning engagements. This Maxim hasn't really done all too much, though it is at veterancy too. I just felt like it's been a little bit lackluster and could have done a bit more, to say the least. Yep, those conscripts are not going to win that engagement. And the IS-2 is now available. I just realized he has spent his fuel. Wait, he built the tier structure. I would say that will be a bad idea. He needs that manpower for the IS-2. Oh, those are assault frags, but just ran right through it. Let's get a bit of splash there. This shock troops not in the right position. This assault grenadiers, shock troops are just better. Though the Panzer Grenadiers are in a very good position, but they will be collapsed around by multiple different angles. The conscripts will need to fall back soon. Looks like he throws out a frag. Looks like it'll be a good hit. He needs to retreat back to these squads now. He's still in risk of losing both of them. Let's throw a bundle grenade over here. He will get one of the squad of Panzer Grenadiers, which is a bit of a loss. Panzer Grenadiers are his better units. But he does... Oh, Tiger Tank. He still has plenty of Assault Grenadiers. He does throw out smoke there. Do we see the MG? Yes, we do. Force fire ground. Nope, no force fire ground. The Maxim in this building is still quite potent, but the Tiger Tank can more than easily dislodge it. I'm guessing 3 shots. Shots that hit. Before the building will completely collapse. See? Oh no, he's just hiding. Actually, no, he's in a good fighting position as well. He's not hiding. Maxim will be able to suppress those assault grenadiers. There goes the heavy cover. Looks like we got Panzer Grenadiers going to capture the southern side. The Tiger Tank still has no counter out on the field. The IS-2 is still significantly away with manpower. We do have the PTRSs from the Penals though, as well as the conscript. In fact, he will get the satchel charge off on the Tiger Tank, though it may not snare it. It does snare it. We got the light artillery coming down upon the Maxim. Our troops are still out and dancing around. The Tiger Tank could get a nice shot. The Tiger Tank needs a little bit... It just seems like both the Tiger Tank and the IS-2 a little bit underperforming versus infantry. They need a bit of a scatter buff, honestly. Once they get the Vet 2, then they start demolishing infantry, but until then, it's a little bit of a grind to get to that point. You got the Assault Grenadiers capturing the central VP. Panzer Grenadiers capturing the southern VP. We do have the IS-2 coming on out. And upgrade it with the Ishka.
Forces are capturing our supplies.
Yeah, it has built a bunker here. Bunker is being upgraded to MG42. Ooh, that was a good hit, and that was on the full health one as well. And the MG42 has been built, though he's not in the ready to be suppressed. Does throw a frag grenade. We'll get a nice hit onto it. Tiger Tank will be engaging the IS-2. Needles will come up along the side. Will throw a satchel charge. And the Tiger Tank is getting some good penetrations. The Tiger Tank and the IS-2, or the IS-2 has the same armor as the King Tiger. Both of them getting reliable penetration, so the IS-2 has missed a shot. There is a bounce there. There was a penetrate there. The IS-2 is in a very good position at the moment. Tiger Tank gets a penetrating hit there. The IS-2's turret is very badly. Does lose out on gets a free shot by the Tiger Tank. The IS-2 is in a good position. Does roll another bounce there. IS-2 will fire and destroys the Tiger Tank. You have a Pack 40 just been built. That is very necessary in order to deal with now the IS-2 and ward it away. Perhaps maybe get a Panzerschreck or two as well, but he is out of the munitions. The bunker is no match for the IS-2. The Pack 40 is not moving to the front line. And we do have the ticket significantly favoring the the Axis player, the Austere player. 440 times 10 his current amount, and still that gap is ever increasing. We have this one VP is being secured up. He needs to get guys to the other two VPs. This one still has the MG42. However, this one has nothing. We've got the Panzer Grenadiers here, so he needs to make sure to deal with the Panzer Grenadiers and at least decapture that point. There's also Assault Grenadiers in between him. Our troops are going to rush on forward. We'll displace one of the squads. The other one will retreat back as well. We've got Panzerschrecks on the Vet 2 squad. I would say the Vet 0 squad would be a better option for that. S2 has been hit by the Pack 40. Frag grenade, which comes out, wipes out one of the squad of Panzer Grenadiers. The other one gets wiped out as well. Ooh, massive mistake. He goes for a Panzer 4. Yes. Oh, he does cancel the Battle Phase 3. I would say actually the Stug would be a better option. He needs something cheaper, and perhaps two of them in order to deal with the IS-2. Maybe he's just trying to play the VP game, use the Panzer IV in order to capture along the side. Do even have a KV-8. The KV-8 will, of course, be able to dislodge the MG bunker up north, as well as hit any flanks, while the IS-2 hits another flank. The Panzer IV will go ahead and go along the side. He can get another Panzer IV by the time he gets some manpower, or he can go for a Stug. Tiger tank's pretty much off the table at this moment. KV-8 is now out. The IS-2 is definitely going for hitting the Panzer IV. I would say the KV-8 could potentially go up here. I don't know if he actually knows about this bunker or not. I just don't know.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
I'm so surprised the Panzer IV penetrated just then. IS-2 does go in basically ramming distance. Would not be exactly maneuvered to fall too great. So does get hit by the Pack 40 as well. We do got the penals here. Oh, he missed his chance with throwing the satchel. Potentially could have got a wipe on it. Oh, and he stepped on his own flames and drops the PTRS. That PTRS has been dropped way too many times. Could just keep the KV-8 over here, at least keep the penals over here, because he only has two VPs.
Shock troops have arrived.
Does go for another Panzer IV. The IS-2 should be able to handle it, assuming they don't go around get the rear armor. He does have the Pack 40 as well. The KV-8's 45mm is not half bad now. So the KV-8 plus IS-2 should be able to win out versus two Panzer IVs. But right now, both sides are just in desperate measures at this point. The Assault Grenadiers, all of them at Vet 3, all of them still back at base. The bunker is still on fire. Panzer Force will come up the center. He needs to switch to the 45. Does roll a bounce right there. Or he could start hitting the Pack 40. As he is starting to hit the Pack 40 with the Flamer, which is a good idea. The KV-8 needs to fall on back. The Pack 40 is severely not wounded, actually. One, the Panzer Force may in fact go down. He tries to flex around. He will call in the light artillery barrage. Pack 40 actually was held back for a bit. I would say that's a little bit oversight. The shock troops going on the center. The IS-2 is still alive. The Pack 40 is set up, has reset up. KV-8 is still in a good position to cover the VP. The Pack 40 is almost dead. The IS-2 is about 2 shots away from death. Rolls the bounce there. There goes the Panzer IV. There goes the Pack 40. Shock troops may in fact go down as well. But these shock troops are still alive. We'll take out the assault grenadiers. Shock troops do in fact go down. Only 2 squads of assault grenadiers are left. And I think the Austria player just is now AFK. I think he may have rage quit or something, or just said, I won, and just walked away, and now I'm going to realize he lost. I don't know. The combat engineer is severely wounded. I would recommend just capture up the point, retreat back the combat engineer, get a second. Oh, he does have a second squad of combat engineers now. Does grab the Pack 40. Not really necessary at this moment. He will get a Stug. Incendiary artillery barrage. 1, 2, and 3. All of them pretty much in the same point. The VPs aren't moving. He has not captured that central VP. A bit of an oversight. We'll get T-34 76. Not half bad idea. Stug is out on the field. He does have the Pack 40, which can easily ward away the Stug. He also has a KV-8 to ward away infantry.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
And puts on an anti-tank barrage, but he didn't put on prioritized fire.
T-34 standing by.
T-34 will be good versus armor as well as infantry. Now he does know about the Stug. He still has maximum alive. Good spot the Pinos, just making sure nobody captures that point, or at least stalls until the KV-8 or T-34 comes over. Now he definitely knows about the MG bunker. Once he eliminates that, he can get the northern VP as well. Looks like the Austria player has rebuilt a Panzer Grenadier with Panzer Shreks.
Enemy dispatched.
This does look like the end of the replay. Nothing much the Austria player can do. He's pretty much lost everything. He just tried to dogpile one. Of course, the Pack 40 is still on open fire, not prioritized fire. And the Pack 40 is still hitting the assault grenadiers. Ooh, some really good hits there. Drops Panther Shrek in repayment of dropping all those HRSs. T-34 just casually going around. Northern or being captured with 3 VPs. The Soviet players should be able to secure the victory. The IS-2 is in a good position, can easily dive, takes out the Panzer Grenadier. T-34 is also here to escort. He'll take 2 shots to take out that Stug. I'll just take that one. Let's destroy the bunker first, and there it goes. He goes ahead and surrenders. This is a pretty good replay, though I would say both players a little bit slow on some parts. The Assault Grenadiers play was a little bit blobby with 2 Assault Grenadiers going everywhere, but either way, this is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.